It is without question the most highly anticipated matchup of the year. It's the Darien Blue Wave hosting the Notre Dame West Haven Green Knights here at the Darien Ice House. We have a rematch of the 2022 state championship game ahead of us. Will, so excited for this one. Dylan DeRiso alongside Will Johnson will be joined by Jake Wilson in just a few moments. Will, you and I both had the pleasure of being at the state final last year, and we've talked a lot this year about Darien being a third-period team. They were a solid third-period team last year as well. That did not show in the state final.
Yeah, it didn't, and last year in the state final, they were leading for the majority of that game, and unfortunately, they were not able to come out victorious, and they're definitely seeking revenge today as they come in as a much better third-period team than last year, even though last year that was their strong suit. So Darien this year definitely looking to rebound off of last year's loss, and we'll see what they'll do to change it up in their strategy this year.
Darien bringing a tidal wave of a section today. Notre Dame hoping to shake down the Thunder here at the Ice House. We're going to go down to Jake Wilson now, and he'll give us a little update ringside about this one.
Thanks, Dylan. This game is a rematch of last year's state finals where the Green Knights narrowly defeated the Blue Wave 4-2 en route to their 8th state championship. Darien's returning 11 players from that team, so there's certainly no love lost between the two clubs as they come out tonight to battle for the #1 ranking in the state, a helm that Notre Dame currently holds after receiving all 12 first-place votes in the recent Game Time Connecticut Writers Poll. Darien came in as #2. Back to you, Dylan.
Thank you very much for that, Jake. Will, Darien has a pretty strong offense, but Notre Dame has an even stronger offense. We look at this stat sheet here. Their goal leader, James Mascari, with 13. Tim Donahue, second with 10 goals. Ty Battipaglia, third with 9 goals. Chris Davis is Darien's leading scorer. He has 7 goals on the season. What's Darien need to do to defend against this powerhouse Notre Dame team?
Yeah, as I say a lot in these games, when you take the over in games like this, because there's going to be a high-scoring matchup, as Mascari, the leading goal scorer with 13. Notre Dame West Haven is more of a high-powered, strictly one player, two players that score majority of their goals. Darien's a lot more spread out. Anyone that's on the ice is going to let it rip, versus on the other hand, they're going to try to find their top shooters. So it's going to be the difference in this game as to which team is going to find the hot hand.
Will, we've talked about goaltending all year for Darien. Quinn Creppen and Finley Haggerty, the two goalies for Darien. Haggerty, 93% save percentage. Creppen, 94%. Creppen's going to be starting between the pipes tonight. What do you think the effect of Quinn Creppen in net will be versus on the other side with Notre Dame? I believe it's Connor Crowley who will be starting. 2.3 goals against average so far this year. Crowley, a much more experienced goaltender than Creppen. And do you think experience will play a role in this game?
I definitely do. There's definitely going to be a lot of nerves out here, especially considering they know how important this game is. This is 1 versus 2. I'm definitely going to be curious to see how the younger players on Darien act, not just the goalies. As you said, Creppen definitely, we saw in his first big game, he was able to shake off the first goal that went by, and he was able to bounce back and have a really, really strong game against Northwest Catholic. But the younger players on Darien, they have a lot of young talent, starting with obviously Jack Mariska, the freshman, probably in my opinion the best stick handler on this team, as the soft mitts, as the hockey players like to say. He's very quick, good passer, and I think that he's got to be able to make an impact on this game because he's definitely a spark plug for this Darien team, a bit of a Swiss Army knife, as well as Charlie Schwinn. Those two guys are going to have to step it up today.
The Darien Ice House pretty packed out right now. Large student section for the Wave. We saw a large student section last year for Darien as well up at Quinnipiac University. Notre Dame bringing a bit of a smaller section themselves. They had a very large section last year in that state final game. We'll see if the section plays a role in this game. Darien loves their students. They love the energy that they bring to the Ice House. A great barn we have here.
Yeah, definitely, as you said, barn is packed, barn is buzzing, but want to touch on one more player, Jonathan Naraki. So we can even see him warming up right now. He is such a skilled player, and I feel like he hasn't been put in the spot he needs to this year. I told him before New Canaan he's got to start playing more aggressive, which he did. He had a phenomenal goal that game, and I was talking to him after. I said, you got to be ready for that next big game, Notre Dame West Haven. He told me that he was ready, so I'm excited to see what show he's gonna put on today because he definitely needs to get his confidence back.
Yeah, Jonathan Araki and Tyler Rakeen have been two game-changing players that Darien acquired this season. They both played for the Connecticut Junior Rangers prior to this, decided to come out, try out for the Blue Wave, and Rakeen and Araki, two absolute stars. Both very humble in the way they play, but very skillful, and they love to go on the attack.
Yeah, and the thing with them is when they're on, and when they're both on, you don't want to be on the other team because they are both normally play on the same line as they are today with Tommy Bronca, that second line. And I wanted to talk about that second line because their first line, Elliot Lancaster, Chris Davis, and Aiden Elders, not particularly the strongest offensive line. They're more of just, I think that they're really the chemistry line, and I think Coach Mac Budd has done that last year again with Fusco and Thurlow and Crepin. Puts the really hard workers on that first line who get those scrappy goals, and the second line normally the powerhouse with those two.
The Blue Wave has not had Notre Dame's number since February 24th of 2020. Notre Dame has been getting the best of Darien a lot recently, 3 times last year, specifically 3-1, 4-1, and 4-2 in that state championship game. We're going to go down to the ice now for the player introductions and the national anthem. The barn is buzzing, the players are ready, and we are ready as well. The Wave, the Green Knights, about set to face off here at the Darien Ice House. Will, we get to see so many games here at the Ice House every year. Darien, New Canaan being one of the top matchups, a big student drawer. This has got to be probably the second best because you don't get the section from the town next door coming, but Darien has certainly brought a crowd today.
Yeah, this is top two. Definitely, number two behind New Canaan because that game, as we said, this is a neutral ice house for those two teams. But here, this Darien student section is packed to the brim, not really an open seat available, as this Darien team seems absolutely extremely excited for this game, as they definitely want to get back their revenge on this Notre Dame West Haven team.
You can see Grafton Ely, the captain, hyping up the boys around the net. Notre Dame getting their pregame speeches in. And Will, you think there's a bit of an intimidation factor here coming from such a powerful team like Notre Dame? Darien, a lot of youth, as you mentioned earlier. You think there's a chance that they get the jump early because of that intimidation? Yeah,
I was about to talk to you about that, but I'll touch on that. So Darien definitely, I think they're definitely thinking of themselves as a bit of an underdog in this game. I hate to say it for those Darien viewers, but they definitely think that they can win this game as they can. But I think, going into their previous games, you see Notre Dame West Haven, absolute rout of Northwest Catholic. Believe it was a 6-goal game, and Darien was only able to beat them by 1, and that was a strong, well-played game for them. But hockey's a sport where, two teams can match up completely differently on paper than they can based on statistics. So we're really excited to see how this one's going to go, Dylan.
Lancaster and Kuzak meeting at center ice, and we are underway. Ely misses a swipe at it, and here's Mascari off the bat, a shot off the glove of Quinn Crepin. Another save made by Crepin. Notre Dame with a quick start.
See how fast Mascari, the leading goal scorer for this team, is. Darien's got 2-on-1.
The other way. Chris Davis now. Elders on the backside. Looks 1-2. Shot. That one just wide of the net.
Really good find from C5 there. Chris Davis is cross ice past the 2-on-1, played it perfectly, waited enough through the defender, and Elders was just not able to put it away.
Puck exits the zone. Darien subs 2 of the 3. As Schwind and Mariska take the ice. Mariska laying out a hit on big number 2, Ty Battapaglia. Now Darien going into the corner. Here's Bobby Whitaker behind. He sheds off a hit.
I love the tempo of this game so far, Dylan.
You can already tell, and we just saw that Shaq Mariska hit. A smaller player, he's been getting bumped around a bit recently, so setting a new tone for himself, laying out a hit of his own. Now the puck down on the Darien end behind.
And that's huge for Mariska to get a hit like that early as a freshman in this game.
Now up top, blocker save made. Puck goes loose, stolen away by Whitaker. That one just behind Mariska. He finds it anyway, trying to cut back. Good poke check made by McCarthy. Notre Dame back on offense. Now dancing around in the neutral zone. Holland loses it. Up the other way, a little dump up and over the net. Back behind. George Persinger, the sophomore, retrieving. Persinger leaves it back for Rakeen.
Such a smart player is George Persinger. Obviously not the biggest guy, but he gets time because he knows what he's doing out there.
What he doesn't have in size, he makes up for in smarts as the puck goes down off the stick of Notre Dame player, picked up behind by Denuzzo. Now it gets out, finds its way by to Gardner Ely, who looks up to Bronca. He lost it, and Notre Dame will turn the other way. Dumping it down to the corner, no ice. Ely will chase back after it. Ely a chip back up, puck recovered by Libero. Now around a little cutback from Persinger.
Really
George Persinger carrying. He doesn't take it up too often, leaves it for Naraki, who dumps it in there and gets another change. That first line is back out on the ice for the Wave.
Really quick shifts from Coach Butt. Already 2 minutes, and we've already seen first line come off and back on. I'm curious to see how that one's going to play out. That one's going to go for an icing, but I was definitely curious to see how the substitutions are going to change here. Is definitely a higher pace of play against a stronger team like Notre Dame West Haven. I think Bud making the smart decisions is quickly subbing these first 3 lines instead of dipping into that 4th line and taking longer shifts. I think the quick shifts is a lot smarter. Keep your best guys out there.
Notre Dame had a couple of shots off the bat, and that gave Darien a little bit of a shock value, woke him up. You can already tell this is going to be a high-paced game going forwards. Here's Lancaster now along the side. loses it. It's picked up by Davis. Now back to Lancaster. Shot goes across the front of the crease. No go.
Not the guy you want with the puck.
Knight's the other way. Loses it. Now a shot in front. That one might have been tipped off the left pad, or the right pad, excuse me. Darien the other way. No time. Lancaster shot high and away.
And there's another example of that 2-on-1 as this time Lancaster, I do like the decision to shoot it because last time on that 2-on-1 they did feed Elders. I think that the goaltender might have been expecting that one and Lancaster let it fly. Good take. I think just goalie might have got a blocker on it. Here we'll take a look at Crepin. I think got a pad on that. We'll get a better look right here. Yeah, I think he did just get enough on that to get that wide. That probably would have been a goal. So really, really strong save from him.
It was a battle for the face-off. It was dumped in by Mariska. Now that I believe that one got chipped up and out of play. So we'll have another face-off. Just under 12 to go in the first period.
It's crazy just the pace of play, how much it changes in terms of the skill. And Darien, I really like to see they're playing up to that competition. As they've been known to play down and as well play up. They can beat any team, but they can also lose to any team.
Exactly. I think that's a great way to put it. Now Mariska looking across in front. Save made by Crowley. Puck behind. Whitaker, can he come out with it? Gets knocked down. Now Schwinn behind. Schwinn leaving it back for Whitaker, doesn't get to him. Mariska was there to help out. Now puck across the middle. Notre Dame gets rid of it, and here go the Green Knights the other way. Nice body play made by Holland on Troiano. Michael Troiano, he's got 9 assists on the year. Certainly another weapon of this Green Knights offense, and so many weapons that they have is something Darien's defense is going to have to deal with.
Yeah, that's obviously starts with James Mascari, the junior winger. As we saw early, we were talking about how his 21 points on the year would be by far the most on this Wave team, and you saw literally on the first possession took a rocket, and Crepin was ready for it, and I really like to see that from the Darien goaltender. But Mascari, you got to keep him in check if you're this Wave team, because he gets going, you are in a heap of trouble.
Simone wins it to the side for Notre Dame. Now trying to come across, stolen away by Rakeen. Tyler Rakeen coming up. He'll go for the dump and chase. That one quickly covered up by Crowley. We'll get a face-off.
Good play from Rakeen there to dump that one in, just set up a face-off in the opposing zone. And face-offs, I think, is going to be definitely a big factor in today's game, as a lot of the neutral ice play is definitely going to be determined by who wins those face-offs.
Now Gardner-Ely will choose to dump it in with the wrister. Notre Dame clears the zone. It'll be retrieved by George Persinger, though. Persinger now skating, leaves it back. That one found its way to Cade Simone. Persinger gets it back. He loses it, though. Now Savoy trying to seal it away. Instead, it's Gardner-Ely. Darien up in transition once more. Gardner-Ely skating it. He'll dump, chase, head back, covered up by Crowley again.
Yeah, really similar play to that last possession, as they just throw it off the board and gets covered up by Crowley.
And Connor Crowley's been pretty quick to cover so far. As we know, last year, Darien, a very scrappy team, got a lot of garbage goals. Is that a preventative measure you think that he's taking right now to defend against Darien?
100%. And one of those goals, I remember Henry Gregory was poking at that puck in front when he was trying to cover it, and they got one. So I think he's taking the precautionary measure of just covering up when he physically can.
Now Notre Dame trying to get it the other way. Turned back by Tarrant. Dumped into the zone by Stevens. Now Holland will go after it. Leaves it out. Darien trying to get up on the chase. Dumped into the zone. Holland. Now puck along the boards. Coming across with it around behind his libero. Stolen away by Lancaster. He looked up, just out of reach from Elders. Slap shot got to Russell Tarrant. Tarrant loses it.
And the high pace of play has been settled down a little bit. Really sloppy the past couple sessions from both teams.
Certainly. Whitaker tries to tip that one up and out of the zone. Instead, a shot comes back in off the stick of Jake Alloy.
I think one thing Mariska doesn't get enough credit for is he's so small. The way he stays, on the ice is he avoids those big hits that would pretty much put him in a coma if they made contact. As here he is on cue,
Mariska goes down. No penalty, solid defensive play from Notre Dame, and that was a good give-and-go opportunity for Darien. Fortunately, couldn't hold on to the puck. Here's Asa Beach. Beach up off the boards, down to the zone. That'll be an icing. We'll have a face-off in the Darien zone.
Yeah, good possession there from the Wave. Mariska went down. I think that the Wave section might have wanted a penalty, as there's the replay of that shot that went wide.
Barn unusually quiet right now. Not a lot of action from the Darien student section.
Got to get going, and here's Naraki. Spark plug, I told you, see how quick he is with that puck.
Bronca gets it with his hand. Now behind. Naraki fighting to try to pull it away. Now turned up ice. Here go the Green Knights. Leaves it back. That's a good look. Coming towards the middle. A chip-up save made by Kreppen.
That's a really good butterfly, as they call it in hockey, from Kreppen there. The goalie is spreading out his legs from behind. He's still not out of trouble yet, and now he is as the net is moved. But that's the butterfly position from the goalie, as you put your two pads behind and gets himself ready. You see there, he just spreads out and gets it with that right pad. Here's going to be a lot better look. You see he gets low.
Preventing a highlight reel goal. Looks like it hit his blocker and then the right pad.
Yeah, getting that right blocker and chipping it with that right pad. Kreppen's played phenomenal so far this game. In just six and a half and change of play, he really has just faced a couple really good looks, and he's done his job for sure. Really, really good to see from a goaltender with not as much experience as the guy on the other end.
Now face-off. Puck goes back. Around behind, looking across towards the middle. Oh, that was a close opportunity. Slap shot from the point gets blocked around a little bit. Chris Davis was waiting there. That'll be no ice. Darien will get the forecheck going. Picked up by Bankowski behind. He'll leave it back. Instead, it bounced in front. Crowley has to make a play on it. Now Notre Dame trying to move it around a little bit. Gets by Elders. Up off the boards into the stick of Tarrant, who sends it back in.
This line's been on for a while of defense. They got to get a change, and they will.
Quick clearance. Here goes Notre Dame. It's Locklear. Asa Beach was there, though, to make the play. Turns it back up the other way. Earns himself a breath. Now Notre Dame once again in transition. Beach will go
That's got to be
behind. Icing call.
Yeah, and they're looking for Mascari. You're going to see how quick he is with the puck. When Ones is in the open, he's definitely really dangerous. He's not just a shooter, but you see those 8 assists. We already get to see how good he is as a passer. His vision, really, really strong player. Wave have been able to keep him in check so far, but got a bold prediction. I think he's going to put one in at least this game.
Schwinn with a quick shot. Easy glove save made by Crowley. At least he made it look that way. Let's get one more look at it.
Yeah, you see Whitaker does a good job of winning that draw, and Schwinn, kind of a stationary, flat-footed, tough shot for him to get enough behind it. He's definitely due for a goal, though. I'm feeling one from Charlie Schwinn soon. This year, he's got a couple great looks, and he's just been robbed a few times.
Beach, not afraid to make a play on the big man.
That's Asa Beach. He's not afraid of anyone.
Now Whitaker.
It's a great pass.
Up to Schwinn. Great look off the boards. Can they do something with it, though? Whitaker now back, sends it up. Looking at Mariska. Puck was intercepted, though.
Good
Mariska,
interception.
great interception from him. Mariska's doing a lot of work with his stick, and he's looking good.
And there's a chance here set up by Schwinn as Persinger doesn't feel him from behind.
Up top, the shot from Persinger goes wide.
And I'm really starting to fall in love with Persinger's game. Here's another chance for the Wave. But Persinger is just such a smart player, as I was talking about, but he just really knows. He sets his guys up. He's not looking for the goal, as here he is. He just seems like he knows what he's doing.
Darien bringing the fourth line on the ice now to do some work. Mac Bud reaching into the depth chart a little bit. Something he likes to do.
Yeah.
Now up, looking across towards the middle, and Azarone couldn't hold on to it. Now he's got it once again. Donahue behind. Pressured from Rakeen.
Yeah, I love this Notre Dame West Haven offense is just set up in the perfect shape always. They always have 2 guys up top, and they have the 3 guys. That one's going to go for offsides.
Delayed offsides. Naraki will get after it. Said it's taken away once again. Still offsides, though.
As I said, just so disciplined in the way that they're coached. They're their offense is always just set up in a perfect shape, and I think that's how they generate a lot of offense.
Puck goes out, be chased back by McCarthy. Now in the other direction, stopped by Naraki. Puck still loose in the middle. It's been very tough to break through Notre Dame in transition so far. Darien is yet to do it. You can see them setting up a blockade, it seems, every time Darien has a chance to get something going offensively.
Yeah, and the Darien just seems like their only offensive rushes have been on pretty much tough fast break 2-on-1s, as their only offense has been Aiden Elders in 2-on-1 situations pretty much on the backside.
We saw Elders take a wrister there that was grabbed easily by Crowley.
Against a goalie like Crowley, who is experienced like this, you can't be taking wristers from the high slot consistently. You have to get up close. You have to get some bodies in front of him if you're going to take it from the high slot. You want to get some deflections on it or get some screens in front of him, because he's too disciplined and too, well crafted around to let those, fool him.
Now puck behind, backhander up to Beach. Beach whiffs on it, and he'll have to chase back.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that skipped over his stick. Pucks take weird hops sometimes.
Now a battle for it along the blue line. Beach, Davis. Chris Davis in the first lineup in transition. Asa coming up offensively. Davis, the wrister, gets caught up and turned the other way. Now Darien's going to have to recover.
Watch the backside.
That's Ely back. He'll look across. Nice play off the skates of Ely as Battapaglia couldn't complete the pass.
Yeah, and he was looking for Mascara. That's why I was saying watch the backside, because he was open, and he probably would have finished that. It's a great play from Grafton Ely.
Now Darien the other way. Chris Davis struggles with it for a second. Finds Ely. Grafton Ely, the defenseman, a shot just wide of the net. Puck still in play. Turned up ice. Schwinn. Quick fire over to Holland. Tommy Holland steps up. Avoids a hit, now battling in the corner. They're pushing back and forth. Who's going to come out with it? Darien. Mariska's shot blocked. Front still. Puck loose next to the net. Holland up top. Slap shot low. Saved again by Crowley. He's making a lot of shots. Look pretty routine. This one will go all the way down. Hit off of Crepin. Tarrant. Pressure now from Azarone.
That was definitely the Waves' best possession of the game back there overall.
Mariska. He gets rocked in the middle of the ice.
Gets right up, though. Love it.
Holland making a nice play on the backside. Whitaker will come over to help out defensively. Puck along the boards again. We're seeing a lot of scrums in the corners. Here's Schwinn. Looks across. Finds Mariska. Mariska gets hit back. Puck's still loose. And now Tarrant will try to carry. He lost it as well. Puck was bouncing a little bit, though. Hopefully. Notre Dame will pass it around. Rakeen trying to do some forechecking. That one will find its way down for an icing. We'll have a face-off down the Notre Dame zone with 3:13 to go in the first.
Mariska took 2 hits up high in that shift. One of them definitely worse than the other, as that was the bad one. Took it right in the jaw. As hopefully he's on the bench right now. Hopefully he hasn't been checked for CTE already. But he looks like he's okay. He's a really tough kid. I know him. He plays lacrosse, and never really seen him stay on the ground for more than 5 seconds.
Alloy, shot. Excuse me, that was Locklear. Saved by Crepin nonetheless.
Crepin definitely the Waves MVP this first quarter. Because this, as we were talking, I watch football, sorry. Period. Jake, you jinxed me.
Refs telling Ely and Kuzak to back off out of the circle. Now that one chipped up and out of play.
That's the first time I've ever said quarter while commentating hockey.
I think it is.
It was due. It was bound to happen at some point.
Eventually. It always does.
Speaking of quarters, big football games going on tomorrow.
Certainly. Can't wait to see those. Can't wait to see what happens with this one, though, first.
For sure.
Naraki.
This one's definitely more important.
Now across. Battapaglia trying to get on it. Asa Beach will leave a backhander. Puck's bouncing a little bit. A lot of bouncing pucks. Here they come up. Oh, a little move to the inside. Great save by Crepin. How about that? A fancy play from James Mascari. That's the best player on Notre Dame.
Yeah, I said uh-oh for a reason. I saw him with the puck, and I was worried. But Crepin, surprise, surprise, shuts down the best player on Notre Dame West Haven. He's had a phenomenal first period.
He certainly has. 2:16 left in the first period. Puck along the boards, offsides. I think Lancaster went into the zone and then got the puck in afterwards.
Love a great
we'll
look
take one
here.
more look.
Asa Beach just gets shaken out of his shoes, absolutely broken,
Wow.
and Crepin just bails him out.
That's a great save by Crepin. Standing his ground, not falling for any fakes. Keeping the score 0-0. Persinger up to Elders. Elders gets knocked down in the middle of the ice. Now Lancaster laying out a hit against the boards. A lot of pushing going on. Will we get a penalty call?
And Lancaster are a great teammate in that aspect. He'll always slide for his buddies. If someone gets hit, he's always going to lay a hit for him. Really, really good teammate. If you're on his team, you're really lucky because he's always going to have your back. Pull across to them, and if anyone ever gets hit as well, he's always going for them. Really, really good teammate. Smart kid, and a really good leader.
Minute 57 to go in the first. Face-off won back by Notre Dame. Davis chasing after it behind. Can he get to it in time? Gets up to Gardner Ely, loses it. Now back in a 2-on-1. Here's Notre Dame. A shot. That one goes wide. Troiano was open on the backside. Donahue elected to shoot instead. Now a shot from the point. That one saved by Crepin.
And as good as both goalies are, I'm sure Coach Bud is definitely happy that he started Quinn Crepin today. Graham, one of the members of that first line last year. But Quinn has really, really played well this game, seeing the puck really well. And he's just not been fazed by the name of, Mascari or just any of these other really, really good shooters. He's just treated them like another team, and he's just really proved that, mentality is a big thing in hockey.
Minute and a half to go. Alloy up with it. Sends it all the way down. Whitaker, Beach looking up to Mariska. They'll call that nice with 1:15 to go.
So I think my prediction on the high-scoring game where we should have taken the over isn't looking great so far, unless you want to live bet it, but definitely a surprise to most of us. 0-0 game with such strong offenses. Notre Dame West Haven definitely had a couple more chances, starting with this guy right here.
Here's Mascari now coming towards the middle. That shot wide. Battapaglia and Ely fighting it out in front of the net.
It's a really good defensive play by Stevens, Matthew Stevens, the junior, able to set this up.
Now in transition again. Beach is there, up off the glass. Whitaker skating, finds Mariska. Mariska coming towards the middle, can't get anything started as Schwinn used the stick to keep it in the zone. That was solid. Grafton Ely back. Ely surveys, looking to Whitaker, gets caught in the mix. Schwinn, dump and chase opportunity with 30 seconds to go.
And Schwinn's forecheck's been really, really good this game. Another Swiss Army knife type player on this Wave team.
That one gets tipped, no ice call. Tarrant has to get back after it. That one up and out of play with 18.1 to go in the first period.
Yeah, that's going to be second time we've seen that this game. Icing is going to be waved off because although it was not touched, player was interfered with legally. His stick was lifted and he was going for the puck, so not going to call that an icing.
Now this one, Bronca trying to get it away. He can't. Player goes down. Instead it's Rakeen. Now kicked around by Rakeen. Tarrant.
Good find.
5 to go in the period. Bronca making a move inside. Can he get a shot off? No, he cannot, and that brings us to the end of 1-0-0. Our score. Will, quick thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. It's really surprising first period, to say the least, is 0-0 with such, Mascari on one end, and then you got, some really strong, Mariska, Elders, Lancaster, Rakeen, Naraki on the other. Such good shooters. It's very surprising.
And we're going to get a word now. Jake Wilson down on the ice. Jake, to you.
Coach, obviously this first period is what we thought it would be, a tough battle between the number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the state. What have you seen so far from your boys that you've liked, and what's some things you'd like to see a little bit more of in the second and third period?
Well, I'm happy with the energy and the intensity that we're playing with. It's a treat to play a team that's been #1 now for well over a year, and I think it was a great period of high school hockey. I thought both teams played well. Both teams had some decent chances, and I think more of the same from our guys is the message that we're going to have heading into the second period.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you for that, Jake. We'll be back in just a few moments here on the DAF Media Network. 0-0 after 1. Stay tuned.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
We are back here ready for the second period, and before we get going here, we're going to send it down to Jake Wilson, who's got some background on the coaches in this one. Jake?
Thanks, Dylan. An interesting point, the Notre Dame West Haven head coach, Larry Vieira, was actually the head coach of Darien for 2 seasons, leading Darien to a state semifinal appearance in 2010. I'm sure he's using some of his former expertise, trying to beat the Wave tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Jake. Will, we are ready for the second period of play here. 0-0 after 1, and we saw a lot of back and forth. Not a lot of solid possessions, though. Really just some scrappy play. Things started off quick, but they've slowed down a little bit, and these teams have started to feel each other out.
Yeah, definitely. And Darien has definitely done their job in terms of maintaining James Mascari, the junior winger, with 21 points on the year, leading that team by a pretty large margin, And Darien, when I say they've limited him, I got to give credit to the man protecting the net. Quinn Crepin has just been phenomenal. By far my MVP of the first period. He's had 8 saves with their 8 shots on goals. 7 on the other hand, Darien's had their 7 shots. So pretty even game so far. No penalties, pretty clean game so far. Darien, this second period, really curious to see how they're going to come out with a change of strategy. Honestly, if I'm Darien, I'm not changing much, which sounds dumb because it's a 0-0 game, but they're definitely a third period team, and that's when they bring their energy. And being tied at the end of the second period for them wouldn't be a complete loss. I think for Notre Dame West Haven, you don't want to go into the third period giving Darien any momentum whatsoever. You got to keep them on their toes at the end of this second period.
And we are underway here with the second period. That will start immediately with the puck going down into the glove of Connor Crowley. So we'll have a face-off off the bat down the Notre Dame zone. Will we talk about Ty Battapaglia, the senior winger? He's the biggest guy on the ice tonight, and Darien has been putting some physicality on him. They've not been afraid to lay some hits.
Yeah, I definitely would be because he looks like LeBron's son. He looks like he's about 6'7", if I had to guess. So, Notre Dame West Haven, they had a player like that a couple years ago. They always seem to just bring in the trees onto their team.
Beach will dump that down behind. We'll end up with Elders. Now Elders over to Chris Davis.
It's a great play from Davis.
Elders gets hit, so does Davis. They push off the Notre Dame players. Elders surveys. Beach from the top, the wrister in the mix. Now Ely's shot got caught down. That one off the post from Davis. Mascari almost gets it out of the zone. Instead, it will be Alloy who gets it out. Now here's Mascari down the Darien zone, trying to cut to the inside by Ely. Beach comes up to make a play, loses it, and Crepin pushes it off to the side instead.
Yeah, I think Ely saw that Mascari toe drag on Beach in the first quarter, period. As here's a chance taken away.
Lancaster comes down. He goes down as well. Him and Hurd getting into it afterwards. Delayed offsides here.
I think that's going to be a penalty here. Excuse me, it's going to be a face-off here. Sorry, yep. Darien student section was cheering, I think, just because of Lancaster getting into a scrum. He's the guy that normally gets into it. He's not afraid of anyone. He's going to stand up for himself and his teammates.
That puck gets
Mariska
chipped up and out of play.
Tries to kill someone where there's no netting. But pretty average second start to the second period so far. Pretty similar to the first period. Just a lot of transition play that neither team can seem to generate as the ref's controller died there and wasn't able to move, got in the way of the puck.
Notre Dame trying to start some transition. Darien doing a good job not letting them get through, not letting them stick handle around. I'm sure that's something that Coach MacBud talked about a little bit in the locker room in between periods. Don't let them dangle by you, especially after Mascari made that nice move on Asa Beach, but we'll let Asa forget about that one.
Yeah, and if you're playing him, that's a really smart play by Schwinn. Just didn't work, but I believe
I'm going to call that a hand pass.
Hand pass, yeah.
So we'll have a face-off down in the Notre Dame zone.
Yeah, and I think Mariska's got to start cooking a little bit because, as I was saying, he's definitely going to be a big impact on this game. Either way, he's going to have to step up if the Wave want to win this game because he really generates a lot for them as a freshman. And, he had a good start, but he hasn't really done much on the offensive end besides that, which is at least as much as they're used to seeing from him. Same thing with Rakeen. Seems to be like they've just been invisible this game as this really strong Notre Dame West Haven team.
Gardner-Ely shot tipped out in front. Puck's loose. Another chance. It's in. Tyler Rakeen, the senior, does it for the Wave, and it's 1-0.
What a play from Rakeen. I just jinxed him saying he looked like he had been invisible so far this game. Maybe that was on purpose, maybe it wasn't. I'm taking credit for that. Rakeen, right place, right time. I was about to say phenomenal save from Crawley, which it was. You see on that rebound, Rakeen just persistent. We'll get a perfect view here. Amazing save by Rakeen on the second rebound. Just chips it over Crowley. 1-0 game, Darien. And that is just the epitome of a scrappy, hard-nosed goal.
That's Rakeen's 5th goal of the season. We talk about him being a game changer. There it is once again.
And Rakeen normally known for his shooting abilities, wrist shot from the slot or his slap shots, but not normally the guy we see up front like that. Here's another chance if Chris can retain it, which he does.
Davis looking down to Lancaster. Momentum in favor of the Wave.
And this student section is loud now. They've been quiet so far. Crowley's definitely feeling the heat. They're on his side now, chanting at him. Notre Dame West Haven now coming into this game feeling like a favorite, I think now. Odds have shifted a little bit, and I'm not talking about Vegas.
Look at Chris Davis laughing at Ty Battipaglia. Battipaglia, a bit of a hothead. Chris Davis trying to needle him a little bit, gave him a little shove.
Chris is
be a great chance for Darien to draw a penalty.
Chris may very well be the most stoic, chill person I've ever met, so definitely.
He will not be affected by anything. Battipaglia leaves it back. Chris trying to help out with the forecheck. Elders comes down, now a pass up the other way. Here's Battipaglia with a chance.
And Battipaglia and
Darien turning up the other way.
And Mascari. I was about to say Mariska, really similar names. Those two on the ice at the same time is a real problem.
Now in the zone still. Rakeen back on the ice. Puck leaves the zone. Darien putting the pressure back on. The forecheck, making it tough for Notre Dame to clear it.
Really good poke check there.
Bronca gets laid out. But Rakeen will fire wristward, and Darien will have a face-off down in the Notre Dame zone.
And Bronca, good to see him get up. And he's talking, going at the big guy. Number 2 laying the hit on him. I'm going to try to say it. Battipaglia it is?
Yep, Battipaglia.
All right, yeah. He
takes a few times.
Tried to send Tommy Bronca to the gulag. He was able to get up. Really good to see there.
Darien 4th line on the ice now. Lee Crody, Gavin Samame, James Troy. We'll see if they get scrappy. The young guys always trying to prove themselves. Tarrant on the ice as well with Tommy Holland. No seniors for Darien right now. Here's Notre Dame the other way. It's Donahue. Comes across. Great save made by Kreppenbuck. Still loose, and it's in! Notre Dame ties it up.
And Kreppen's played a phenomenal game, and he made a tremendous save. But the rebound there, really good rebound, as we'll take a better look here. And that does start with the rush. I think the rebound.
Tough to tell who that was by. Possibly Mascari. No, excuse me. I believe that's 15.
Azzaroni.
I think that's Azzaroni.
Yeah, and that's a really good initial save from Kreppen, but Azzaroni does a great job following that shot. They were on a rush, as we said. Hate to say it, but those 4th liners out there, you definitely like to have some experience in a game like this. They've been great all year, but definitely tough in a game like this. As I was saying earlier, in a game, in a game of this gravity, I think it's just smarter to have your more experienced guys out there, or just the guys you trust the most out there.
Darien striking first in this one. Notre Dame unfazed, coming right back to tie things up.
And both goals off of rebounds, off of initial really good saves. Pretty identical goals if you think about it. So both goaltenders playing really well. Neither of those goals really their fault. I think just a lapse in judgment a little bit from the Wave offense. I think they just had so much momentum. They had everyone, all their cards on the offensive end, and kind of forgot about playing defense a little bit. Just pretty much a 2-on-0 breakaway.
And the 4th line was in for the Waves. That may have played a role in that goal. Don't know if Mac Budd's going to feel as comfortable putting them in for the remainder of this game, perhaps.
And that's no shot to them. They've been really good all year. Just really tough team.
Now Schwinn turning it up ice. He'll skate. The way he stick handles that shot far wide. Rebound, Beach shot again. This time stolen away by McCarthy. That'll be no icing call. It was tipped.
Yeah, I think Mariska got just enough on that.
Now Azzaroni, a shot. Glove save.
Wow.
By Crepin.
That was a really, really good save from Crepin glove side. We got a perfect angle of that.
How about this game for the junior?
Yeah, here's just a rocket glove side. I think Mazzaroni was going for his second. As we'll get a perfect look here, and Crepin just gets that glove up quickly.
My goodness.
We've got someone on the ice right now.
Looks like they're just getting possibly, not sure
Don't
who.
even try to guess. Don't even try to guess.
Just getting someone through the bench. Leave it at that.
Oh,
now a shot saved by Crepin.
Yeah, he's just ready.
Ely out for Davis. Puck leaves the zone. Backhander to get it back in. George Persinger chases it down. Persinger up to Davis once more. Davis toward the middle shot. Save Crepin. Ely again to Davis. Davis loses it. This time turned back towards the middle. Chance. Blocker save Crepin. Pad save. Chris Davis for the fourth time. This time finds Elders. Aiden Elders leaves it back for Lancaster.
Does a really good job of getting that through the neutral zone for the Wave. See if they can capitalize here. They got good numbers on the backside.
Davis juking. Elders up to Persinger, who lets it escape the zone. Delayed off. Darien gets out of the zone, and Notre Dame has a chance to put them on their heels. Dump and chase now. Persinger gets it behind. Eats a hit. That one gets by Chris Davis. Ty Battapaglia picks it up.
And Notre Dame, West Haven's just got their best line out there, and Darien's needs to get a change. They got Rakeen on, but Davis and Elders have been on for a while, and they're going to get them off here.
Icing called, 9:15 to go in the second period of play. 1-1 our score remains.
Yeah, and that's one of those moments where it's just going to seem like it's not going to show up on the stat sheet or make an impact on the game, but that two and a half minute or so shift from Davis and Elders is going to take a big toll on them, as we saw that fourth line last time come in, and smaller guys a little bit, and they, getting them on the ice might be a bit of a liability. I hate to say it, and having such a long shift from two of your first liners is going to leave them gassed. Yeah, and you got to, I think you got to be smarter than that.
Now behind the net, Tarrant getting after it in the corner, as well as Naraki. Naraki fights it away. Jonathan Naraki skating.
I love his game.
He's got speed when he turns it up. Good poke check, though, from Alloy. Now on the backside's Logan Hurd. Hurd eats a hit from Naraki. Gets it away. That one by Bronca. Can they get it out? Yes, they can. Hurd up, looks, finds Simone.
Chris passing from the Knights here.
Chancio across backside shot.
What a save!
Another butterfly from Crepin. Quinn Crepin.
Dude,
We've made that mistake too many times. His brother, the junkyard dog, stuck in our head.
Yeah. But wow, that was, as you said, another butterfly from
Quinn
Crepin.
Quinn Crepin.
Probably the wrong game for us to be messing up, because he is
put credit where credit is due.
Put the team on his back a little bit. As we'll get a look here, hopefully we will. You see this backside and just a split. Not the biggest guy, but wow, has he done his job. That split right there is just, you have to be so flexible to do that. These goalies don't get enough credit. You see their warm-ups. You got to have really strong legs. And not the biggest guy, but that takes so much strength and flexibility to be able to stretch your legs out like that. And as well as the reaction time. As here's Mariska with a great outlet to Schwind.
Charlie Schwind. He'll skate around with it, looking backside. Shot Whitaker. Near side wide. Schwinn back into the zone, down Mariska. Mariska will skate.
Good
Surveys.
pass.
Had Schwinn. Schwinn couldn't get all of it on the shot. Kept in by Mariska. Backside looks in front. Oh, nobody there.
And
Now
Mariska,
Ely will have to chase after it. Notre Dame will grab a sub.
that was such a good find from Mariska to Schwinn, cutting across the middle. Just wasn't able to get a handle on it as Wave pushing it again with Mariska.
Here's Jack Mariska. Puck behind. Notre Dame player didn't know where it was. How they get it out. Ely trying to put a hit on him. Here go the Green Knights the other way. Donahue looking.
Now this is the hockey I like to see.
Solid defensive play from Darien. Kept in the zone, though. High over.
Both ways, both teams are just putting it all in the liner now, and this is what you really love to see as a fan.
Asa Beach picks it up. He couldn't clear it. Now a shot saved again by Crepin. Puck around, loose behind. Schwinn picks it up. He'll skate now. He won't just try to throw it blindly. Whistle blown. Looks like it'll be a penalty on Grafton Ely.
And that's a tough one because Schwinn was pushing it. And I think that's the first penalty we've had this game.
Is it Ely? It is not. Looks like it's Asa Beach instead.
Ferda Saw classic.
Not characteristic of the senior. Usually one of the smartest players on the ice.
Yeah, Asa's
not sure what the penalty was for.
I don't know if I like that because Asa's just a really, smart, normally gritty player. I don't think that's the right call because it might have been interference maybe, but maybe a bit of an acting job I saw. There's another one.
Quick clearance from Naraki.
This is such a huge penalty kill for the Wave, as I said. Winding down in the second period, you don't want to give momentum to Notre Dame West Haven going into your strong third period where you're supposed to be at your best.
You get through this power play and you can almost get through anything with an offense as good as Notre Dame's has been this season. Now a quick shot. Stick save by Crepin. Leave it back up top to Hurd.
Got to watch number 11 the whole time because there he is.
High shot off the glass.
Mascari is just such a rocket.
Good hit. Here's Mascari again. He'll skate. Can't give him too much time. A shot and a goal. Mascari puts it in. We expected that to happen as soon as he got the puck on his stick.
Yeah.
And it's 2-1 in favor of the Green Knights.
I was about to say you cannot leave an open lane for someone with 21 points coming into this game. So you can just tell how skilled he is. And he puts that right under that right pad. I think might have just snuck in 5-hole. As Crepin's
just
played
left
so
a lane
well.
for him.
Yeah, you can't leave a lane for a shooter that good. That's just, his eyes definitely lit up. He just got to look, put it high. But the Wave, this 6 minutes is going to be so crucial, obviously. But in terms of just how they play, they got to go into this third period at least with a 1-goal game, not 2, or tie in this game, or better. As Whitaker, hopefully that gives them something to cheer about. But you cannot let Notre Dame West Haven do what they did last year and score 1 and then keep scoring. As that's how they play.
Whitaker a high chip. Here's Schwinn. Schwinn to Mariska. Schwinn looking backside. Couldn't get it all the way through to him, and now transitioning the other way, Tim Donahue. Donahue, his father, a great player at Notre Dame West Haven back in the day.
How did you know that?
Just a fact I picked up over this past week. Just a little fact I picked up.
Dylan a little more prepared than me coming into this game, it seems. But
Notre Dame West Haven, a longtime great in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, this Wave team just really, they always like to battle, but you can't claw your way back if you're against. This is the one team so skilled. They sense your weakness and they prey on it. They'll just keep you cannot let them think that they've won this game. This is a good start.
Here's Lancaster. Can he outrun 4 Notre Dame players? No, he cannot. Darien's going to have to try to get that strong forecheck going if they want to do anything.
You hold your breath every time he's got the puck.
Battipaglia now. Whistle blown off sides. 4:34 to go in the second period. We take one more look here. Elliot Lancaster just couldn't evade all the Green Knights.
4 of them, yeah. Or 3 of them, excuse me. Yeah, but every time Mascari touches that puck, you gotta have a stick on him if you're this Blue Wave team, and I think Coach McBud knows that now. You know, you gave him 2 pretty open looks on a power play. I don't even think I'd give that up on a 5-on-3 because he just knowing how good his shot is, and we even saw in the first period his dangler on Beach. He's clearly the most skilled player on the ice, and you just can't let him cook.
Offsides called once again. Tommy Bronca chirping it up with Robert McCarthy after the play. Bronca never afraid to get into it.
He probably trash talks in a smart way. He's going to Harvard, so. Probably knows how to get in their head.
Certainly. A lot of these Darien players can do that. Small team, but a chippy team as well. King will go after it. Instead, it'll be Grafton Ely to pick it up.
Got to get Naraki going, I'm telling you.
There's Jonathan Naraki, looks down to Bronca, gets by him. Asa Beach will come into the zone to make a play. Naraki stopping short, trying to get to the puck. Now mishandled. Bronca towards the middle. There's Rakeen looking for a second. A shot off the post.
Really good turnaround shot from Rakeen. Looking for number 2.
Darien's got to keep the pressure here. Quick shot from Ely to keep it in the zone. Notre Dame clears it. That one through the legs of Asa Beach.
That was just such a good goal sequence of goaltending, as he just got enough on it to make it draw iron, I think.
Looks like there's going to be a call here.
Much needed.
Darien will get a power play. Asa Beach laid out a hit on the far end. I believe there was some retaliation. He said something, then Asa said something to the ref. Ref stuck his hand up, and now Darien is going to have a chance with 3:22 left in the second.
And here's the turnaround from Rakeen. This will be the perfect look here. Just put it right where it needed to be. And I don't think that Crowley even got anything on it. That just hit the pipe straight up. Might have got a little bit of pipe as well as behind the net, the bottom of it, but still, nonetheless, really close and a good look. But wow, is this power play huge. Going into the third period as a 2-2 game. Darien knows that the third period's been their best period. We're waiting a bit. There's some hardware is thrown onto the ice from the Notre Dame West Haven bench.
A tie up on the draw. Up top with Schwinn. Charlie Schwinn.
Be smart
stick
here.
handle. Grafton Ely. Ely a rip. Loose in front. There it is. Can they finish it?
That's under Crowley.
Crowley falls on top of it. Now players getting into it afterwards. Tommy Bronca. They'll send him straight to the box, and that is a bad look. That is not what Darien wants. That is an awful situation for a guy to lose his cool, and that will hurt the Wave.
Yeah, and a 5-on-4 in a game of, such a big, such gravity, so intense. A lot of guys just, lose their cool. We're going to see if this is going to be a double penalty.
I believe it's just going to be on Bronca, so
that's
we'll be on 4-on-4 now for the next minute 45 instead. And in that situation, it's normal for the defensive team, Notre Dame, to defend their goalie after he gets hit after the play, but then for Bronca to stand up, retaliate, start a fight, and then the Notre Dame players kept the fight going, and
I do think that's the right call.
That only hurts Darien in that situation.
I do think that's the right call as well, because it's chippy in hockey a lot, but once punches start being thrown in the middle of the crease, you gotta blow the whistle if you're the ref, and that's just such a big play. And I know Bronca is just really, such a really intense game, and it's hard to keep your cool sometimes, but that's just a really, really big play that's really could end up hurting them.
Now in a 4-on-4 situation, this opens up the ice, and I think it'll benefit Notre Dame.
100%.
We'll see if Darien can make something of this 4-on-4. Still even strength.
It's a lot easier to score.
Schwinn coming up. Glove save, Crowley.
It's a good take there from Schwinn. But as I was saying, 4-on-4, a lot more open space on the ice, obviously. So, definitely trying to get open.
Alloway behind.
Notre Dame West Haven will be up for 15 seconds once this ends.
Now Cusack skating. Shot, save Quinn Kreppen. 2:04 to go in the second period of play. A lot of the energy that this Darien team seemed to have before is fading away a little bit.
Definitely, Dylan, it is. And they were on the power play and immediately got a really good look in front, and Bronco was so close to just putting it away, went under the body of Crowley. But now that, that power play is gone, Darien's going to just hope to at least get out of this period down a goal. Still definitely going to put their guys going to score, but it's definitely going to be tough in just a minute, as well as being down 15 seconds.
Now into the zone around behind the boards. Fighting for it in the corner. Denuzzo leaves it back. McCarthy exits the zone. Rakeen down, Holland.
Darien's got to be ready to kill this right here. I don't know if they know the time.
Here's Battapaglia. Holland, the backhander, offsides called.
And that honestly might have been better for Notre Dame West Haven that they were offsides there, because there's just 11 seconds in this power play left, and the Wave had possessed the puck and with space could have probably killed it or dumped it down for the rest of the power play. But now, if they win this faceoff, Notre Dame West Haven, they're going to be up for 11 seconds, and in hockey, that's definitely enough time to set up a good look. It doesn't matter because they threw it down.
Conroy with it.
Bronco try to get a jump.
Puck along the boards. Naraki trying to put some pressure on Conroy. He just sends it down. Beach right back to him. A little back and forth. Even strength. 45 to play. Conroy again. Notre Dame just moving this puck around pretty easily. Quick shot from Battapaglia. High save from Kreppen.
That was a rocket.
Now looks up. That one tipped. Jonathan Naraki skating. Naraki, a chip over. Rakeen tried to hit it out of the air. That didn't work. Beach sheds a hit. Notre Dame headed the other way. Leaves it back for no one. Ely comes up to make the play on it. Intercepted. 10 seconds in the period.
Really sloppy.
Quick shot, and it's in with 6 seconds to go. Notre Dame scores. 3-1.
And that drew.
How about that, Will?
That drew iron and went in. And I think Kreppen was just so caught off guard that he even let that rip, as he's played so well this game, and just a high wrister from the blue line almost. I just don't think Kreppen was expecting it or for it to be that fast. And just got under his right blocker.
Yeah, looks like he assumed it was going to be more routine, and that one surprised him, got by him, and that's tough for Darien now to be going into the third period down 2 instead of 1.
And that one definitely stinks as well, because, that's for his confidence too. He's played so well, and you know how much that hurts, and he knows how much that affects them. Now they're down 2, and they got to make something happen going into that third period. They're visibly frustrated.
Darien heads back into the locker room after period 2. Morale as low as ever, giving up that late goal. They are not happy.
Went from being down 2-1, then Rakeen off the post, and then the power play's over.
We'll see if we can get a word here with Coach Mac Budd. Down with Jake Wilson on the ice, and that's a huge bump of momentum for Notre Dame. Here's Jake down on the ice now.
Coach, Notre Dame's been characterized by their high-powered offense all year. What does the defense need to do in the third period to slow them down and keep the score within 2 and eventually get tired again?
Well, I think we're not doing a bad job. They had 2 opportunities that they made the most of, in that period. But I thought for the most part, another good period for us. We're playing hard. We're having some decent looks, at good opportunities as well. So, hey, look, we got a whole nother period. It's a 2-goal game, obviously. They got 2 quick ones, took advantage of their opportunities, and we need to do the same thing. So,
transition off that to the offensive side of the ice, what are going to be the keys to for the offense to be successful here in the third period?
Well, we have to possess the puck more. They're a good offensive team, like you said. So if we spend a lot of the period playing in our end, they're going to get a lot of high quality scoring chances. So we need to do a better job with puck possession, keep and play in our offensive zone, and spend more time there in the third period.
Thank you for your time.
You got it. Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you very much for that, Jake. We're going to take another break here. 3-1 after 2 in favor of the Green Knights. We'll be back in just a few moments on the DAF Media Network.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the center oval and upper oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
We are back here live for the third and final period of play at the Darien Ice House. We are underway. Notre Dame scored a extremely late goal in the second with 6.3 seconds remaining to be exact. They extended the score to 3-1 following a power play goal that was scored by James Mascari. And here's Mascari now making a move towards the middle across. Can't get the shot off. Good defensive play by Grafton Ely.
And I'm sure that felt good for Ely. Good takedown there.
Chris Davis skating.
Quick sub for the Wave defense, taking off Beach, Ely, and Davis within the first 25 seconds.
Now Tarrant will have to chase back after it.
Oh, Russell.
Big hit from Russell on Battipaglia.
That was right in front of us.
Like we've said before, Darien's not afraid to go at Big Ty Battipaglia so far this game.
My initial reaction, because I thought Russell died, but he hit the boards and bounced back right into Battipaglia. That's just such a good example of how tough this Wave team is.
We'll have a face-off after that call.
And if there's a time for the Wave to show why they're a third period team, it's now. Because they are known to step up in this third period. We've definitely touched on it probably too many times, so we're going to do it one more time before this third period starts. They're plus-minus in the third period. We don't know the number. Probably should have done that before, but we'll figure it out.
We'll get that number for our next game.
It's pretty high.
Lancaster tries to get a shot off. Puck loose in front.
Mariska's taken a couple huge hits this game. And
Chuck Schwind takes a shot. Blocked. Now Notre Dame going the other direction. They'll send it down into the corner. Icing call. We're going to go down to Jake Wilson now. He'll give us some insight on what it's like down on the ice.
Thanks, Dylan. Darien came out of the locker room with a lot of energy here in the third period. They're not discouraged by that late period goal. And as Grafton Ely said to his line mate, Asa Beach on the ice warming up, we only get one shot at these guys. We need to take advantage. Let's go right now. Notre Dame came out matching that same energy. And it'll be interesting to see if the Green Knights will be able to have a lot of energy. Now they got a comfortable 3-1 lead here in the third period. Dylan, back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Jake. Having Jake Wilson on the crew tonight, this evening, has been quite the opportunity, getting some tastes of what it's like down on the ice.
Putting his body and his life on the line in that box. No protective glass, no protective gear on for Jay Boo. So glad that he's putting himself at risk for the viewers.
As there's an icing call made with 13 minutes to go. Face-off down in the Darien zone now. The Blue Wave need to get some energy here.
A little bit of a change here. As Beach and Ely took a quick break, and they're already back in with 13 minutes to go. Came out with about 14 and change. So I think Coach Bud's starting to realize this is do or die. You got to get your best guys on the ice.
Davis moves it to Lancaster, who gets it up to Elders. Aiden Elders stops, looks around.
Good, give
finds
and go.
Lancaster, give and go chance. Another shot, that one blocked. Puck stuck in the middle. It was stuck in the pads, I believe, of Logan Hurd.
Yeah, and that's just a really good give and go. Starts with the Elders backhand pass, and they found Ely on the give and go, and Grafton Ely duffed on it. As Grafton Ely normally not the shooter. Did score against St. Joe's, his first of the year last week, but more of a passer.
The Darien Foundation was.
And looks like they're going to move something here. We're telling.
Well, Jake's going to get a good listen to this.
Jake will get a listen. Like we have a timeout, I think, from the, couldn't tell if that was from Darien or Notre Dame West Haven. They're going to talk to the scoreboard operator as well.
And Jake. Jake's getting a really good earful right now.
Not sure what's going on down on the ice.
Got to give a shout out to Kippy, taking those good flicks right now. Austin Kippett.
Austin Kippett.
The Kippinator, as we like to call him in the booth. Kipster wave, Kipsy hustle.
Mitch Flicks as well in the box with Kippy. The whole Darien Media squad producing some great content for Darien High School sports teams.
Yeah, 3-1 lead is a dangerous lead. In hockey, they do call it the most dangerous lead in hockey. Some do.
One more goal would probably be a dagger, and then a goal for Darien perhaps would propel them back to try to get into this game.
And you know Crepin, he's not one to get phased that often, as he's known to let up some uncharacteristic goals. He'll have a phenomenal game, and then a lot of the times just, sometimes a routine save for him isn't always routine, but he's really, shown that he's been able to elicit a positive response from that bench, and he's really been able to bounce back and not let certain things deter him.
A long timeout we have here on the ice. I'm still a little confused if it's a coach's timeout or if they're trying to figure something out. Looks like they're trying to figure something out down on the ice. I wish we could call in Jake Wilson right now.
Maybe we should try to signal Jake.
Maybe we should.
He's talking to the goalie right now.
Looks like he's talking to Peter Alfano, one of the goalies for Notre Dame West Haven. Fun fact, Peter Alfano's father is a teacher at Darien High School.
Dude, how do you know all these dudes' dads?
I had him freshman year. Biology. Thank you, Mr. Alfano.
Second player on the team that Dylan has already previously known their father. Never heard of one of them except for number 11. Mascari.
We're finally back in play here. As Ely comes up. 2 men down. Now in transition. Here's Hurd. Getting Hurd poke check from Beach. Puck still got by him. Battapaglia shot glove save, Crepin.
See, and that's a save from Crepin that just looks so casual, but I mean, that puck was there in less than a half a second. This Battapaglia just turned around and zipped it. You could barely catch it on camera.
Yep.
Quinn caught it in his glove. That goal at the end of the second period really shouldn't take off. Just a phenomenal performance. An uncharacteristic goal allowed, but really he's just played a phenomenal game.
Now from up top, another glove save by Quinn Crepin.
Really hoping that
he's gotten that glove up.
If that went in, that would have been the worst announcer jinx of all time. So I'm really happy that didn't go in.
12:10 to go here at the Ice House.
And Darien's got to remember, without that penalty from Bronca, Rakeen's hit the post. This is not like a massacre or even a 2-goal game. This could easily be a tie game, or even, even Darien could be leading this game if a couple things went their way. A couple goals that are uncharacteristic. So they definitely should not count themselves out, especially as such a third-period team.
Now a quick strike from up top. I think that one got chipped up and over the net. Tough to tell from our point of view.
That was dangerous.
Now we'll fight for it. Notre Dame comes out with it as Aroni. As Rakeen sends a chip to Samame.
So Samame, the sole fourth liner on right now.
Leaves it back. Here goes Notre Dame. Donahue. Jonathan Naraki steals it. Naraki out for Rakeen. Rakeen, a shot just far.
Wow, that was a really good play from Naraki to just get through everyone pretty much and then give it up to his fellow senior line mate. Just took a shot up high, or excuse me, down low that went under the blocker and just wide.
Now leaves it back. Taken by George. George Persinger. He's got quick change of direction. That one finds its way up to Mariska. Still escapes him, though. Persinger into the zone. Good body from Whitaker. Puck still got out. Gardner Ely takes a poke at it. Now Bobby Whitaker loses it. He tried to pick it up with his skate. Gets it back. Mariska. He gets bodied.
Good dump in from Mariska, though.
Schwinn trying to get in front of that one. Darien doing their best with the forecheck. Here's Grafton Ely. Low wrister. Near side wide of the net. Beach a shot. Now puck behind. Back on the stick of Asa Beach. Rebound gets tipped. Schwind, slap shot. Deflected wide.
Good move from Mariska. Good setup, too.
A chance. Oh, that one wide again. And this time, the puck gets by Asa Beach, and Darien will have to clear the zone. Schwind wants that one back.
That was such a good setup from Mariska. Hopefully we'll have a look here from that plays. We'll take a look. Yeah, Mariska, beautiful
nice
dangle.
toe
Sets
drag.
up Schwind and just missed it.
Schwind wants that one back for sure. 3-1 remains the score. 10:07 to go in regulation. A face-off down in the Notre Dame zone. One back to Elders. Chris Davis. Davis looking across the middle. Nobody home.
That's a really good job by Holland.
Holland
to keep
keeps
that
it in. Elders looked up to Davis. Davis wasn't exactly looking at him. Now they'll have to go back on the chase. Tarrant. It's the Elders. Back to Tarrant.
Good. Oh, that was the right look. I was about to say good pass, which it was to Elliot Lancaster. Just caught a skate. That could have set something up.
Here's Elders. Lancaster. Holland. Back to Elders.
Hot potato.
Finally back up to Aiden Elders, and now Darien in transition.
That was really good puck movement, even though they turned it over. They're setting up a forecheck here.
Darien's got to start to have a sense of urgency here as they get the icing call.
Yeah, and I think once you get close to, if it's a 2-goal game, once you get close to 3-4 minutes, I think, you got to start thinking about pulling that goalie, because goals can only happen so often in hockey. Once you get one, the game's changed completely, because then any play, one lucky bounce, and then it's a tie game. So you got to get one preferably before 3 or 4 minutes. And then if that's the case, if it's a 1-goal game, you pull your goalie with about a minute and a half, depending on how the game's going. So you got to see how Coach Bud's going to play this year, how aggressive he's going to be.
Little backhand pass across. Spadapaglia on it. Samame, the sophomore, trying to get a hit on him. Grafton Ely comes out with it. Quick pass to Naraki. Bounce off his skate, but he's able to find it. Naraki dangling around. And Notre Dame, when they're transitioning into defense, quick shot. Save made by Crepin. Ely goes down after the play. Some words exchanged afterwards as well, but I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yes, the Notre Dame transition defense. You can see they just enclose on the middle of the ice, and it prevents Darien from having any form of break. We haven't seen Darien get a breakaway of any sort. We haven't seen them have many odd man rushes, maybe only 1 or 2, and a testament to the discipline and the coaching of this Notre Dame team. Here's Mariska.
This is a line you want out there with Mariska, and any line with Mariska and Schwind on offense is a line that you really hope ends up with something good. As Holland's open.
Cross, that one was stopped. Here go the Green Knights. Whitaker, Schwind. Schwind cutting back across. Schwind shy at a goal!
I called
Oh
that.
my goodness, that was nice. And we've got a 3-2 game with 8:07 to go in regulation. Chuck Schwind tucked to me nice.
Yeah, and I told you Chuck Schwind was ready. He was due, as I said. I'm 2 for 2 on my calls this year. I said Naraki was scoring against New Canaan. I said Schwind was due this game. I saw great job carrying there. The patience from a highly skilled player. That's just IQ. The Swiss Army knife played defense last year, offense this year, carried it through that high slot, waited until he got a clean lane and put it top left. Really good play from Schwind, and that is such a good shot, such a good shooter, and he needed that because this season he's had a couple really good looks. He's got such a good shot.
And he had a look earlier in the game as well, and he couldn't finish on it, and this time he's redeeming himself.
He's been so due to score, and I said to you at the beginning of this game in this first period, I really was feeling a goal from him today. And that is huge as the net.
Tarrant gets into it with, I believe, Dominic Dowd, the junior.
Glad to see him get up. And you see Darien, that goal seems to just bring a little bit of life back in as Chris Davis, Russell Tarrant smiling, laughing up on the ice. They know this is 8 minutes and they can easily score a goal. This is their period. This is when they step it up. And for Notre Dame West Haven, this next minute or two even is just so big. Do you let Darien believe that they're in this game? Do you let them believe that they're going to come back or they have momentum right now? You need to shut that down if you're them.
Certainly do. Tie up on the draw. Who comes out with it? Mascari. Not him. Not Battipaglia. Instead, it's Aiden Elders. Chris Davis will take the puck from Elders. Skating up off sides. The Wave a little antsy to get back on offense with 7:41 to go in the third.
Yeah, and definitely some line switch-ups as Naraki's coming on with Gavin Samame, who's normally a fourth liner, but
Samame is a hustler.
He's been he's listed fourth line with Lee Crody and James Troy. We've seen Troy get maybe a shift or two. Samame, I don't think I've seen Lee Crody, and I think Samame's gotten at least 4, maybe 5 shifts. You know, definitely someone that Coach Bud trusts. The sophomore, he had a great goal against, I believe, Prep on the setup from Troy. So he's definitely one of those fourth liners that is definitely trustworthy.
Samame doesn't back down from anyone either. He's a smaller player, I would say, being a younger player, and he's not afraid to lay out a hit as Naraki makes a move towards the inside. Beach, shot hole, glove save made. That would have been quite the moment for Asa Beach to score his first career. Now Notre Dame the other way, offsides called on Jake Alloy.
And Rakeen knows that he's had one goal.
Now Grafton Ely getting into it after the play. Ely laughing it off. Mascari laughing it off. Darien section getting back into it.
And Rakeen,
tensions are high.
Going back to the game, Rakeen was looking for his second goal and a rebound. He's looking at a really good look here as Beach threw a good one on net. Rakeen had the net on the rebound. As get a quick peek at Jake there. Looking good. But wow, Rakeen wants that back, and I think Ely going up to their star player in James Mascari, and just making, I think this Wave team realized that these guys aren't superheroes. This is a close game. These are two pretty even matched teams. One, might be a little better, but this is a game, and it's always going to be a game.
Darien fighting now for a forecheck, fighting for a possession. They want some shots here. Mariska.
Second time he's gone down, and there's been no call.
Smaller players, so the refs will usually let them play a little more because sometimes it can appear as a penalty when small players go down.
Yeah, he's a really good penalty magnet, I think, for this Wave team. Is not only is he small, he's also just really shifty and sometimes forces them to get a stick out and trip him up. So he's really good at using his size to his advantage, just how small he is, just getting them to lunge and make a mistake.
Elders, dump and chase. In the corner, Lancaster and Elders
he's
going at it.
Underrated player on this team, just really good at carrying it through the neutral zone. That's, I think, his best facet of his game.
Grillo. Lancaster gets to it first. Sends a backhand in. Chris Davis now. Davis dangling. Davis loses it. Tripped
and he
up.
Goes down. Another no
call. Refs let them play. That one a challenging call. Here goes Notre Dame. That one out of reach from Delmonico.
I think they're going to get a full change here.
Gardner Ely picks it up behind. You can see Graf telling him, move it up quickly. He does. Finds Elders. Elders keeps it in the zone. Elders, Naraki, trying to dangle his way through. It doesn't work. Now behind, Cusack. Tarrant cuts back, slips up, finds Rakeen. Rakeen
hit Elders on the way on the bench.
Whistle blown. Darien power play with 4:51 to go in the third.
Yeah, Russell Tarrant hit the deck there pretty hard. I didn't see what happened. But it's definitely going to be a penalty. I think it was late because that might have been either interference or a late hit because that was, Tarrant didn't have the puck and he just hit the deck like a sack of potatoes.
Ty Battipaglia joins our very own Jake Wilson in the Notre Dame penalty box.
I think in a moment of this gravity, probably not a good time to go to Jake in the box as much as we want to, as much as he wants to.
If this were earlier in the game, then maybe we would have.
Schwinn's open on the backside here.
Schwinn, slap shot saved. Schwinn Hustled up to keep the puck in as well. Lancaster's shot saved by Crowley. Puck loose along the outside. Ely steps up. Ely slap shot up high, saved by Crowley.
And it's getting chippy.
Chris Davis immediately throws his hands up. He's not one to get confrontational in front of the net. Wants to play it safe, especially after what happened last time on Darien's power play. We get another look.
Yeah.
Ely slap shot.
Chris is pretty furred like that. He's not one to lose his temper a lot.
Crowley plays like a baseball catcher, I have to say. He loves to stick that glove out in front of him and make the catch like he's behind home plate.
Another face-off win from Lancaster as Schwinn's open on the backside again. There's a rebound.
Puck still loose, back in the stick of Schwinn. Ely wants it. Schwinn takes his time.
Gotta be patient.
Ely, back to Schwinn. Schwinn shot, oh, high blocker save. Back up with Chuck again.
You got to think Crowley knows.
Darien fighting. Davis keeps it in.
It's going to Schwinn.
Schwinn steps up. Schwinn over to Ely. Ely skating backwards. He's got a lane down the middle. Saved by Crowley. 1:10 to go in the power play, and this is a solid one so far.
Yeah, and it's been only 50 seconds, and Darien's already generated a lot of shots. That's what shows you how crazy that, that Tommy Bronca penalty, how much it could have changed this game as took off. Oh, and look at that save from Crowley. As Schwinn got a great look, and Crowley just saw it the whole way. And
Makes
Ely,
it all look so routine.
Ely looking for the 5-hole, good placement. You got to, really place the puck well to beat a goaltender like Crowley as finally Notre Dame West Haven clears it.
They get it away. Kreppen will push it off to the side for Chuck Schwinn. Schwinn knocked in the back.
That's another penalty down.
That goes off. 5-on-3 for Darien. That'll be either a cross check or boarding. That's a cross check.
What a soak there.
5-on-3 for the next 55 seconds, and it doesn't get much better of an opportunity for Darien than this right here.
My gambling addiction's kicking in right now. 3-2 in a 5-on-3 game. I got to wonder who the odds are leaning to right now because this is just such a tight game. A 5-on-3. I think Notre Dame West Haven, even being a 5-on-4, we saw every team has their weakness, their Achilles heel a little bit. And, looking at this team, their power play kill definitely hasn't seemed to be as strong as the rest of their game. And
timeout called.
Timeout here is a 5-on-3, they're already getting great looks.
We're going to go down to Jake Wilson. He'll give us a quick word during this power play. I don't know if we're getting Jake at the moment. We're trying to because it'd be nice to get a word from him down there. I don't think we will, but will. 5-on-3 for Darien now. They need to capitalize here. We've seen them do it times before. We've seen them make 2-goal comebacks throughout the season. Can they do it here?
I mean, it's going to be tough, and I think that, Notre Dame, with a goalie in net like Crowley, such a strong, goaltender, as you see, he's just been able to see the puck really well with Schwinn on the backside, right at that slap shot. And I think that this is just really going to be a big test to the to the Wave to see how they get in their bag and get in their zone and just run their offense, and especially in a 5-on-3, this is what you practice.
Here we go.
This is the best time for someone to step up.
Schwinn to Ely, Whitaker back to Ely. Grafton Ely, the facilitator here on this power play for the Wave.
It's almost like they baited that. They know they're trying to feed Schwinn as such a good shooter.
That one, Schwinn's stick broke. That's going to hurt Darien. Whistle blown.
And that's going to be a penalty because he picked up his stick.
He picked up the broken stick.
I hate that rule because that happened to me in lacrosse too. When you shaft snaps, you can't pick it up and run off with it. You got to leave it there.
Now it'll be a 4-on-3. Schwinn didn't even realize his stick was broken until he tried to get it on the puck.
That's a horrible call, I have to admit. When he's going, I mean, it's not the refs making a horrible call.
Rules are rules.
It's a horrible rule is what I'm saying, because I think that when someone's stick is broken like that,
Schwinn couldn't even tell.
I think it's a safety precaution as well because you can't have like a jagged edge. But when you're skating off the ice like that, it's a game with it's a 3-2 game with a 5-on-3, and someone's skating to the box like that. No one's near him. He's just trying to get it off and not let anyone get in the way and trip on it. Honestly, doing a little more for safety, trying to make sure no one gets in the way of that. And now that just changes the game completely.
Darien with more of a defensive-based line on the ice now. Holland and Beach lined up on defense. But then they've got Lancaster and Elders, who are two more conservative players, as Lancaster gets called for the offsides.
And that also completely flips the momentum there, because now Darien, you know, there were 5-on-3, everyone was live and loud, and now everyone just seems to be more angry and seems they got to make up for it. But then again, 4-on-3 here, it's definitely not a bad spot to be in if you're looking for a game-tying goal.
Beach comes into the zone. Looking over, nobody home. Cleared out by ND West. Holland picks it up. Holland will skate. Tommy Holland now trying to generate. Dangles shot, save Crowley. Darien needs to possess the puck, though. They can't be looking for quick strikes in a situation like this. They come out with it. Holland a wrister. Glove save, Crowley. He makes all these saves look so easy.
That one honestly might have been. I have to be honest, that one looked like he didn't have a ton of mustard on it.
Nothing in his
Yeah, that was pretty
screening
easy for him. No one was in his lane. I think that the Darien just needed to get, you know, some new guys on the ice there, and especially Mariska. 4-on-4 with open ice. You want someone who can handle it and is quick, and Mariska's just that guy with this much open ice. It's exactly what he wants.
4-on-4 for 40 more seconds. Notre Dame in transition. Ely pressing out. Badapaglia is out of the box. He is back playing again. Holland skating slowly. Darien's got to spread out a bit here. Whitaker is able to pick the puck out there. Nobody to help him, though, so he'll dump. Darien will chase. Now Badapaglia skating up with it. Beach.
This is about to be a power play for Notre Dame West Haven, which is crazy.
Coming down. A chance. Beach takes it away, gets it out of the zone. Tommy Holland with it beyond. Holland, Mariska. Mariska back to him. This one ends up with Kuzak. Holland trying to poke at him. Now up top. A chance. Shot wide. Finally even strength 5-on-5. Naraki comes out on the ice for Darien. Here's Mariska exiting the zone. Cuts back. Finds Rakeen. Now Beach. Asa Beach coming down the middle. Nothing happens. Minute to go in the game. Darien has got to get the puck in the far zone so they can pull Quinn Crepin. Failing to clear the zone. Beach gets it out. Now Beach on the forecheck. Desperation mode for the Wave. Crepin goes. 6-on-5 now for Darien with the empty net. They'll try to get a sub. Here goes Notre Dame transitioning. Mascari for his second, tipped
Holland
off the stick of Holland.
Holland might have just saved a goal, because that looked like it was directed at the net, but this is going to be a time for someone to step up.
38.5 seconds remaining.
Is that stick in the lane by Holland? If the Wave can come back and somehow find a way to win this game, that's going to be a play to remember.
Number 1 and number 2 in the state. Notre Dame looking to cement their number 1 ranking if they can get out of this one.
And here's a great outlet that's just taken down as Crepin's got to get back in the cage, and it hits
off the post. 25 seconds
There's
left.
another puck on the ice. That's behind the net. I don't think anyone realizes it. And Grafton Ely goes for it. Grafton Ely has it.
There are 2 pucks being played with. Ely leaves it back. Here's Mariska.
What is happening?
With the real puck. Ely coming down. 12 seconds. They clear the zone. 10 to go. Whistle blown. High stick called with 8.1 to go. What was happening with the second puck on the ice?
I have no idea how that puck got there. I saw it right away, and then I saw it catch Grafton Ely's eye, and I got very, very worried about what was going to happen there as a timeout for the Wave. .1 seconds to go. Puck in the Darien zone.
The Wave need a miracle.
You need Mariska with the puck. He's by far the fastest skater. Someone who can get it down in 8 seconds and get something on net.
One back. Beach will send it off the glass. Doesn't get away. That will do it. The Notre Dame West Haven Green Knights remain at the top of the polls. 3-2, our final score. Notre Dame comes to Darien. They bring the thunder, and they come out victorious. Quite the ending to this one. Things were interesting, very interesting in the final period of play. Darien tried to generate. They scored 1 goal. Unfortunately, they couldn't get another, and that late second period goal ended up hurting them very badly.
Yeah, and I was telling you, they're a third period team. They still outscored them in the third period, but the chances that were there, the 5-on-3, they had a couple really good looks. Schwind had a really good goal, and then he had a couple good looks that was just blockered away. But I think the difference in this game is just the penalties for the Wave, especially the penalties that didn't really have much to do with hockey, to be honest. I got to, starting with the Tommy Bronca penalty, the Wave's first power play, it's just a game changer. And when you have a power play against a team like this, and you see that they're a little bit weaker, on the penalty kill, you got to be able to capitalize, and you can't throw punches after the whistle. And then the 5-on-3, nothing against Charlie Schwind, obviously, but that's a really tough rule, and I guess he's never going to do that again. That's how it happened my first time.
Notre Dame hyped up after this big win. Can't ask for a much better ending. We're going to go down to Jake Wilson here, I believe. We'll see. We'll get some final thoughts from him down on the ice.
I'm about to stand by with number 11, James Mascari of Notre Dame. He scored the first goal of the game in the second. He scored the first goal the second period for the Green Knights. His 14th goal of the year, their leading scorer. We're going to ask him what the keys to the game were for the Green Knights to jump out to this fairly commanding 3-2 win over the number 2 ranked Blue Wave. Notre Dame has just tightened their grasp on the number 1 ranking in the state. After receiving all 12 votes last week, they will no doubt receive all 12 votes again this week. All 12 votes again this week. We're waiting to see if we'll get Mascari coming off the ice.
See Mascari down by the boards. Notre Dame's doing
He's going to come over in a second.
Jake is beckoning him over. Mascari on his way over for the final interview. We'll get a word with the star player here.
James. Camera right there. You obviously delivered, the first goal for your team in the second period, your 14th of the year. What kind of spark did that provide for your team? Letting you guys come out to this commanding 3-2 victory over the Wave.
After the tie in the first, no goals, we had to get going. We had an early hit, and after that, the goals came. The first 2 sparked it, and we just played our game.
Agreed. Any specific keys to success? Darien's obviously ranked number 2 coming to this game. You guys number 1. What let you guys, pretty much handle the tempo of the game and come out with a win?
We just we got to get to 3. That's our thing. We got to get to 3 goals, and then once we get to 3, we're untouchable. So
awesome. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Jake. Final words from Jake Wilson. Great interview. And how about James Mascari? Just touch on his effect on the ice today.
Yeah, Mascari is a phenomenal player, which is why he's one of my 3 stars of the game. Do every game. We'll start with James Mascari with his first goal. Then the goaltender, Connor Crowley, only allowing 2 goals for the Wave, as he was able to just step in and see the puck really well. And number 3 has got to go to Charlie Schwind. The goal for Darien tonight, almost had a couple, but again, Crowley was able to limit him. But his second goal was just phenomenal, able to carry that puck, be patient, and that was just a huge goal, I think. And even in a losing effort in the future, Schwinn is a great shooter, and I think that's going to do a lot for his confidence and this team's success in the future.
Will Darien, that was their only loss, is their only loss so far this season. So there's not too much to be disappointed about. These 2 teams will meet one more time, I believe, next month. And what do you think Darien has to do in the next one in order to get the edge on Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think that, against Notre Dame next time, I think the power plays is going to be the big difference. The one weakness I saw from that Notre Dame West Haven team was their penalty kill really didn't look strong. They seemed a little bit, lackadaisical and out of sorts. They're such a high-powered offensive team. Even their big guy on defense, number 2, Battipaglia, yeah. He's, seems like a shooter as well. And, as a defenseman, they seem like a really, they put all their guys on offense. So I think that's the big thing is when they get opportunities, Darien, they have to capitalize. You cannot allow opportunities to slip away on a power play when, losing your temper or even picking up a broken stick. I think that, those little fluke plays, if they can tweak those and get them, more in line, nitpicking a little bit. But I think that, they shouldn't be disappointed with this effort today. But next time, you got to be smarter.
A lot of hockey left in this season. As always, a pleasure to have Will alongside me. Jake Wilson is down on the ice today. Will, thank you very much. Our crew, our director, Braden Schenk, Instant Replay, Liam Tomaszewski, Teddy Calrion Graphics, our camera operators, Andrew Lee and Hugh DeMark, DAF Media, of course, a joint venture of the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a nice evening, and we will see you soon.